Hello. This is the Worthy Wise Lesson 4 video. Let's get into it. So the first word's approbation, and it means an expression of approval, praise. The way to remember this word is because approval and approbation both start with appro. So you can know that since it starts with appro, it means approval. So it's like you're expressing your approval for that thing. The next word is benighted. It's existing in a state of moral, cultural, or intellectual darkness, unenlightened. A way to remember this word is by the word night. Night in literature usually symbolizes like whenever God's not watching, or like you're left in the dark and you're not knowing certain things, you're not understanding the situations you're in. That basically means you're unenlightened. The bourgeois, I think everyone knows this words. It basically means the middle class. Usually we say it now to refer to something fancy, but no, it's not. It's like mediocre kind of things. It's actually the exact opposite. Um, Credo. Credo is a strongly held belief, a guide to one's actions. An example of a credo is like, for example, if we're thinking things politically, Democrats think that there should be universal health care and that marijuana should be legal, all that kind of stuff. That's their strongly held belief. That's their credo. And a Republican one can be that we don't want to outlaw guns, things along those lines. So basically, a credo is something that think of really you think of something in a really high regard, and it basically makes you think things differently. Empirical, based on experience or observation as opposed to theory, capable of being confirmed by observation. So with this, instead of like using logic or theory, you're basing things off of observing things. You're seeing things, whatever you see, that's true. Eschew, to stay away from, to shun, especially on practical or moral grounds. A sentence or example of this could be Miss Kirkman's class eschews pop quizzes. We think that pop quizzes aren't moral and are only out to get us and do bad things to us. We want to stay away from them as soon as possible. And every single time she even references a quiz or a pop quiz, we want to shun it away. Expatiate, to speak or write about in great detail, to elaborate. With expatiate, again, similar to approbation, since like approbation, approval, they have the same things. With expatiate, it's basically you're expanding upon something. This part usually used with on or upon. Usually whenever you're writing the sentence out, expatiate is followed with one of those two words. So an example could be, let's say you're writing your essay and you didn't get the grade you wanted. A reason for that is because Ms. Kirkman wanted us to expatiate on parts of the essay that we didn't elaborate on too much. In iconoclast, it means one who attacks established beliefs, customs, or institutions. Not much to say about that. Indigence, an extreme level of poverty, without means of support, and another word is like a person who is indigent. I drew a graphic for everyone. So this is like the diamond that we have in America. Why can't I? Okay, the diamond we have in America. So like over here is the upper class. Here's the bourgeois, because remember it's the middle class, not upper. And this is the lower class. This shaded part right here, this is the indigent place, because like that's like the lowest level of poverty. Laudable, praiseworthy. Basically, like I'm pretty sure approbation and that are synonyms in a way, except laudable is like is the adjective form. Laudable is an adjective form of it, and approbation is a noun. Mandate, clear command or instruction, and it requires order. Basically, anything we learned last year in APUSH could be considered a mandate. Like, for example, the Clean Air Act or the Clean Water Act, any act or like a federal thing that was done can be considered a mandate. Ostensible, only seemingly so, apparent. Another word could be ostensibly. That's the adverb format of it. I don't know. Something that can ostensible is probably like somebody with like purple hair. You don't really see that every single day. Well, for us, it might be, but like if you live in Nebraska, for example, and you see someone with purple hair, that's probably not a normal thing that happens. Recalcitrant, unwilling to accept another's authority, stubbornly defiant. An example of this is, let's say Ms. Kirkman has too big of a load of classes and she can't teach fourth period anymore. So a new teacher comes in, he or she does not know how to teach AP language, AP literature, like the things that they're saying is completely off and stupid and exactly the opposite of what Ms. Kirkman has been saying this entire time. So we might be recalcitrant and we'll be really stubborn and won't accept that person's authority, and we're going to want Ms. Kirkman back. Regurgitate. I hope you know what this word is. To expel from the stomach, so like vomiting. Birds regurgitate their food to their offspring so they can eat. The second one is to repeat mindlessly what one has learned. For example, Alex, I hope so. I regurgitated the first definition to you guys, and I also regurgitated the definition of bourgeois to you guys, because I'm assuming you guys all know what those words meant. And risible just means provoking or causing laughter. Okay, great. Have a good day.